In 2022, this 30-year-old was worth an estimated $26 billion. dollars. He wore cargo shorts and a wrinkled t-shirt. He drove a modest car. He slept on a beanbag in the office. He went on stage with presidents and quarterbacks, testified before Congress as the responsible face of crypto, and told the world he was going to give away his entire fortune to save humanity. The media called him the good billionaire. 1 year later, he was a convicted felon, sentenced to 25 years in prison, and roughly $8 billion of his customers' money had simply vanished. His name is Sam Bankman-Fried. His company was FTX. And what makes his story the perfect ending to everything we've covered on this channel is this. For all the futuristic technology, all the crypto and the code and the genius, underneath it was the oldest trick in the entire book. This is Trail of Greed, where we follow the money behind history's biggest financial crimes. Over this series, we've watched the con evolve. Charles Ponzi, the outsider with a wild promise. Wells Fargo, the fraud built into a system. Nick Leeson, the rogue trader. Bernie Madoff, the trusted insider. And today we reach the newest frontier of all. A world so new it felt like the rules didn't apply. But here's what I want you to watch for. The technology changed. The disguise changed. The trick never did. Let's follow the trail one more time. Sam Bankman-Fried was, by every measure, brilliant. The son of two law professors, he studied physics at MIT, then went to work at one of Wall Street's most elite quantitative trading firms, where he learned to build automated systems that made money off tiny price differences, fast, at massive scale. He also adopted a philosophy that would become his brand. It was called effective altruism. The idea that a smart person should earn as much money as humanly possible in order to give it all away and do the most good. Sam wasn't in it for yachts, the story went. He was going to get unimaginably rich to save the world. So he moved into crypto, the wild, booming, barely regulated frontier. First, he built a trading firm called Alameda Research. Then, in 2019, he launched the thing that made him famous, FTX, a cryptocurrency exchange, a platform where ordinary people could buy, sell, and store their crypto. And FTX exploded. At its peak, it was valued at around $32 billion and treated as one of the most trusted names in the entire industry. Sam spent enormous sums making FTX feel safe and legitimate. He put its name on a major sports arena. He ran a Super Bowl commercial. He recruited beloved celebrities and athletes to pitch it. He became one of the biggest political donors in the country. And he sat before Congress, calmly explaining how crypto should be regulated, positioning himself as the adult in the room, the one trustworthy figure in a chaotic industry. Think about how perfect that disguise was. Madoff hid behind decades of Wall Street respectability. Sam hid behind something even more disarming: youth, genius, and the halo of a man who claimed he only wanted to give it all away. Who suspects the guy in cargo shorts trying to save the world? That halo was the camouflage, and behind it, the coat check was being emptied. To understand the crime, you need to understand two separate things Sam controlled, and the wall that was supposed to stand between them. On one side was FTX, the exchange. Its whole job was to hold customers' money. When you put your crypto on FTX, it was supposed to work like a coat check or a bank vault. That crypto was still yours. FTX was just holding it for safekeeping. It was never supposed to spend it, lend it, or gamble with it. On the other side was Alameda Research, Sam's private trading firm, run day-to-day by a close associate. Alameda made huge, risky bets in the crypto markets. If Alameda won, Sam won. If Alameda lost, that was Alameda's problem. It was supposed to have absolutely nothing to do with your money sitting safely in the FTX coat check. And Sam said exactly that, over and over in public. He repeatedly assured customers, investors, and Congress that FTX kept customer deposits safe and separate, that it never used them, and that Alameda got no special treatment and no special access. Customer money on one side, risky bets on the other, a solid wall between them. Every word of that was a lie. There was no wall. There was a secret door. Buried in FTX's own software was a special, secret arrangement. While every normal customer on the exchange had limits, Alameda had been quietly granted a hidden exemption: the ability to take customer money out of FTX almost without limit. A back door written right into the code. And so, out of sight, billions of dollars of FTX customers' money flowed straight through that door into Alameda and got spent. Not held, not safeguarded, spent. It funded Alameda's risky, losing trades. It bought luxury real estate in the Bahamas. It funded venture investments. It paid for the political donations, the endorsements, the whole glittering empire that made FTX look so trustworthy in the first place. The customer's own money was being used to build the illusion that their money was safe. Go back to the coat check. Imagine handing over your coat and the attendant quietly reaching into the pocket, taking your wallet, and betting it at the casino next door, while smiling and promising your coat is perfectly safe. That is, in plain terms, what was happening. At least $8 billion of customer money that was supposed to be untouchable was simply gone into the machine. And if this is starting to feel familiar, it should. This is Nick Leeson using the bank's money for his own bets. It's Bernie Madoff swearing the money was safe while it wasn't. Sam Bankman-Fried just did it with cryptocurrency and a backdoor in the code. New tools, same ancient crime. And it carried the same fatal flaw as every story on this channel. It works, right up until everyone wants their money back at the same time. The end began, appropriately, with a leak. In early November 2022, a crypto news outlet published a report revealing something strange. Alameda's finances were propped up, to a huge degree, by a token that FTX had essentially invented itself, a coin called FTT. Sit with how circular that is. Sam's trading firm was being kept alive largely by a currency his own exchange had created out of thin air. It was a house of cards, and one of the biggest cards was printed by the house itself. Then the head of a rival exchange, the largest in the world, read that report and publicly announced he would dump all of his company's holdings of that FTX token. It was a spark on dry grass. Panic tore through FTX's customers. Everyone had the same terrifying thought at once: get my money out, now. In a matter of days, customers tried to withdraw around $6 billion, a classic bank run, just at the speed of the internet. And FTX couldn't pay, because the money wasn't in the vault. It was gone, spent, bet, and lost through the secret door into Alameda. The coat check had no coats. For one dramatic day, that same giant rival exchange floated a rescue, announcing it might buy FTX and save it. Then its people looked at the actual books and walked away within 24 hours. There was nothing to save. On November 11, 2022, FTX collapsed into bankruptcy. Sam Bankman-Fried resigned. The $32 billion empire was gone in roughly a week. The man brought in to clean up the wreckage was a seasoned expert who had helped untangle one of the most infamous corporate frauds in American history. After looking at FTX's books, he said, in effect, that in all his career, he had never seen such a complete and utter failure of corporate controls. From a man who'd cleaned up legendary disasters, that was staggering. And Sam's inner circle turned on him fast. The associates who had run Alameda and built FTX's code pleaded guilty and agreed to testify against him, describing from the inside exactly how customer money had been taken and how the lies were maintained. In December 2022, Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested in the Bahamas and extradited to the United States. His trial lasted about a month. He took the stand in his own defense, insisting he hadn't known, hadn't meant to, had simply made mistakes. The jury didn't buy it. In November 2023, they convicted him on all 7 counts: fraud, conspiracy, and money laundering. In March 2024, the judge sentenced him to 25 years in prison and ordered him to forfeit $11 billion. The judge pointed to his apparent lack of remorse and warned that, given the chance, this was a man who might well try to do it all again. Sam appealed. In 2026, he lost. The conviction and the 25 years stand. Now, here's where this story does something none of the others quite did, and it comes with a sting in the tail. Remember, Ponzi's victims got back maybe 30 cents on the dollar. But after FTX collapsed, the crypto market recovered and rose. The team running the bankruptcy managed to gather up and sell off assets worth far more than expected. By late 2025, they'd repaid the vast majority of FTX's customers. And not just fully. Many creditors received around 120% of their claim, their money plus interest. On paper, an almost unheard of outcome for a fraud this size. So, happy ending? Not to the people who lived it. Because of a brutal technicality, customers were repaid the dollar value of their crypto as it stood back in November 2022, the moment FTX collapsed, when crypto prices were near their lowest. But in the years after, crypto soared. Bitcoin at times several times over. So a customer who'd had, say, 1 Bitcoin frozen on FTX got back its 2022 cash value, while the actual Bitcoin they would have held became worth far, far more. They were told they'd been made whole. Many of them feel anything but. They got their old dollars back and watched the fortune they'd have had sail away without them. And that brings us to the whole point, not just of this episode, but of this entire series. Crypto was supposed to be a brand new world. New technology, new rules, new kind of money. And people convinced themselves that meant the old dangers didn't apply. But FTX wasn't a new kind of crime at all. It was the oldest one, wearing the newest clothes. Take people's money, secretly gamble it, swear that it's safe, and pray no one asks for it all back at once. Charles Ponzi did it with postal coupons in 1920. Bernie Madoff did it with fake account statements. Sam Bankman-Fried did it with cryptocurrency and a line of hidden code. The tools get more sophisticated every single time. The disguises get better. But strip all of it away and you find the exact same thing at the center. Someone who wanted your money, took it, and lied. That's the trail. And no matter how new the money looks, it always leads back to the same place. So let me ask you, honestly, the genius, the cargo shorts, the promise to give it all away, would you have seen through Sam Bankman-Fried? Or would that good billionaire halo have gotten your money too? Tell me in the comments. I read and reply to everyone in the first hour. If you've watched this whole series, Ponzi, Wells Fargo, Leeson, Madoff, and now FTX, you've basically earned a degree in how these frauds work. If you missed any, they're all right here on the channel. And now you know how to spot the pattern in every one. And this is where I hand it to you. The trail doesn't end here. History is full of these stories. So tell me, whose greed should I follow next? Drop the name of the scandal you want covered, and subscribe so you're here when I do. Follow the money. Follow the trail.